Yodeling pickle. 5 stars. Better than Bieber. My 12-year-old niece asked for the Justin Bieber CD for Christmas, so I bought her this yodeling pickle. So far, no one can tell the difference. 5 stars. It's all ogre now. 1 star. I feel like something horrible happened to my bear before it got shipped. Basically, this is what I would imagine the outcome to be if Shrek got a hold of the bear and then proceeded to vigorous night of 50 Shades of Grey lovemaking. The bear looks traumatized, and for good reason. 1 star. That's 5 stars for me, but 1 star. Thanks for joining me today, team. 3 stars. We need to come up with a packaging design for ergonomic wrist rest. What is our target market? Primarily people with injured wrist. I would expect a large amount of them to have arthritis. Okay, shall we wrap it in plastic and cardboard and make it impossible to open? Yes, ideal. Use all the glue. How much glue? Every last drop we have. Make those limp-wristed weaklings suffer. Oh, I see. That one's sarcastic. Okay, roll credits. Hi, and welcome to another episode, like 500 of Live in the Dark with Videodrew. I'm Videodrew, and this is my show where we talk about all the movie news fit to talk about, and then we have on guests, and you like them. This week we have on Eliot Dewberry. I don't know what's going on in the comment section. We are not getting married. I never said that was a thing. I don't know why you guys have gotten that idea in your head. Stop being crazy. I worry about your mental health sometimes. Speaking of which, Streamlabs is open, so you can feel free to give money. That is over at streamlabs.com/VideodrewOverlay, /Videodrew. You can also send in super chats. It won't guarantee that I'll like you more, but it certainly doesn't hurt. We have a very special show coming up tonight. But first, it's Daney, the crow. And then he comes on.
That was a very dramatic pause.
I'm trying to do this thing I've taken a couple elocution speech classes, and I'm trying to do this thing called active listening more, which is where I nod my head. And no, don't interrupt me. It's where I nod my head, and I look like I'm listening, and I do this thing, and then I wait for my turn to talk patiently while going like a lot of...
Like you're pretending to be entertained.
It helps actually if you do a better job at saying stuff. But yeah.
I'm adjust to just saying a couple of words and then you saying when I need to say something. See,
great
like
point.
This.
Yeah, no, you're doing an excellent job, and I agree with what you said. But also, it has made me think more about that subject specifically, and I'm gonna have to go home and really give it some consideration. You make this job hard.
So you're going home and rethink your life, like in Attack of the Clones, the best Star Wars movie.
Oh my god, I have such a headache from you talking. You make this job so hard. What have you been doing this week, Daney?
I've been trying to get my friend out of rehab.
Who's your friend?
You know my friend. You love my friend.
Talk about your friend, because we have a lot more people watching tonight, probably not because of us.
Okay, he's big. He's blue.
Yeah.
And he's on meth.
Oh, it's Groku, not Peruvian, Brazilian. No, back up. Put that back up on the screen. That's right. That's Big Bird. That's Brazilian Big Bird. His name is Koku. He's on Walter White meth, and that is not a joke. That is what they have over as the Big Bird on their Sesame Street over in Brazil. Daney, have you been able to get in touch with Grogu or whatever?
No, like I said, I'm trying to get him out of rehab. It's been
out of rehab. Wait,
yes,
why out of rehab?
Yeah, because I don't like people like him with the blue meth. That's how he gets his money.
Now, that's how he gets his money. But I mean, do people really like him? I mean, his eyes are bloodshot, and someone designed him that way. That's not like the bird.
His eyebrows are red, not his eyes.
Is that your excuse for his behavior? His eyebrows are red? No. First of all, his eyelids are red. He looks strung out. You're gonna tell me you see this bird in the middle of Sesame Street, hanging out with your kids, and you're like, no, it's fine. His eyebrows are just red. It's just the eyebrows.
Exactly.
He looks like
that big of a deal.
Take care of my children.
He's a cool guy. He is really funny.
He is really fun. I do believe that he's really cool, and I would like him to give me some of whatever he has in those eggs, where I'm assuming it is made. Does he lay them? Is this some sort of thing where he lays the blue meth, or is this sort of like his system, or is that just where he holds it? Like this is where he gets it through customs?
Yeah, I think it's a custom made thing. Those balloons, like he gives those balloons to the children.
Mikey Menthol. Mikey Menthol. This Brazilian Big Bird. Don't even put it in quotes. This is Brazilian Big Bird. This is the big bird that they have for Brazil. What's his name, Danny?
Garibaldo.
And this is what they have for those children in Brazil, which, I mean, it makes a lot of sense about where Danny comes from. Danny, we are going to want updates about what's going on with you and your bird friend. Danny, as you all know, is a bird himself. He was turned into human because of me, so you're welcome.
And she regrets to this day.
I mean, don't put words in my mouth.
I'm reading your facial expression.
Don't do that. Don't read my facial expression. I give you no permission to do that. Yeah, it's been a journey. I just see a lot of new people in the comments section. Hi, Ashley. Haven't gotten here in the last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes have been a journey. Well, just you fucking wait. It's going to get awesome. Hi, Sam. I see you're here too. Yep.
Hello, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Goth Big Bird. He ain't goth.
He ain't goth, man. I assure you.
He has no idea what's happening. Maybe if I sang the answers, you would as well. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I'm guessing these are fans of our guest tonight. One, Eliot, the Mountain, Dewberry, whose name I just got. I just got why. I thought it was a Game of Thrones reference, but now I'm getting why. Because it's like Mountain Dew. Anyway, let's bring him on to do the news of the day. Nope. There we go. Hi.
Hi. You guys, your rooms are all so bright. I was
told
this was a live in the dark talk show.
Yeah.
So I went through actually went outside to the panel and I just turned off the breakers.
Haha. That's very interesting and very entertaining.
Yeah. So it's pretty dark in here. I'm running on battery power, so see how long this goes. But good to be here.
Yes, and
yes,
I'm very happy to have you here. Thank you already for being a better co-host of this show than Danny is. Your stories have been great, and so far I've been very, very engaged with your content.
People like the Brazilian bird, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
I only recently found out about the fact that there's a different Sesame Street in every country of the world with its own cast of characters. I assumed that it would just be the same puppets, but with different voices, like speaking Portuguese. But no, they made entirely new animals, and they have some crossover occasionally, so that the blue bird is canonically.
He's canon. Thank you.
Yeah, it's canon. Yeah. He is Big Bird's cousin.
He's Big Bird's cousin. Big Bird has several cousins. This is the one that needs the most help, though. This is the cousin that you don't really invite to the party. And it makes a lot of sense that he's like the Brazilian version of Big Bird. But
the saddest fact that I learned while looking into this, and this might be too real for this show, honestly, but I did find it darkly amusing, very darkly amusing, that there was a Sesame Street version, a co-production between Israel and Palestine for about 5 years, and it was a beautiful thing. And then at the end of the contract, both parties were like, "Nah, I think we should go our separate ways and have, Palestinian Sesame Street and Israeli Sesame Street, and we, you know.
I mean, it's sad because
Wow.
they really celebrate the same kashrut. They have the same food thing, so like that would have been cool. But yeah, I feel like Sesame Street being located in the West Banks probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, it's not as lighthearted as you know you might want. It's not a beautiful day in the neighborhood all the time.
By the way, happy Pesach to anybody who is celebrating the greatest holiday of the Jewish culture, the one where you take wine and you go blood, death of the firstborn, frogs, and you do all the plagues. It's a fun one.
Passover is awesome. I wish I was Jewish. People used to think I was all the time.
Yeah,
but I'm not. But I wish I was.
You don't think you're Dewberry, Jewish? I'm trying to make a portmanteau there.
I mean, when I was younger and I had hair on my head, it was a lot of very judgmental people thought.
A lot of people call you Eliot Dewberry.
Yeah, I heard that one a lot back in the day.
I thought it was Dewberry as well. Sorry.
Dewberries are actually delicious. I'm not sure if you guys have had any. I'm actually 100% Jewish. People don't assume that about me because of my goy nose and my inability to seem like I'm part of any secular religion. But no, 100% Jewish. So, you know, I love this matzah. I can like sing in Hebrew. I can do all the things. Don't test me.
Did you have a bat mitzvah?
I did have a bat mitzvah. My theme, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
The show or the Snick show?
Yeah, the Snick show. So we got permission from the fire department to light a fire in my backyard. We put on a thing for the Midnight Society. And then in the middle of the night, my dad came out to very creepy Barney music in a full-size Barney outfit and scared all of us. And we all ran and attacked him. Delaware had a big problem that night.
You attacked the dinosaur?
We attacked the dinosaur. There's only one thing to do when a giant dinosaur comes running at you as a 13-year-old in the middle of the night in the woods, and that's go full berserker mode.
It was in the woods?
Well, I mean, that's where you have parties when you're 13. Anyway, time for news of the week. This is where we read the 3 movie news that is important. And as everyone knows, I'm like you, Elliot. I just keep news of the week. That's something that I'm very interested in and I care a lot about, and it's my brand, and people should know more about me to follow my shows. So we're going to read up 3 movie news pieces. Crowboy is going to read them out loud, and then we're going to give our hot takes about them. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Black Widow and Cruella are now set to debut on Disney Plus as 30 premium access titles alongside the theatrical releases. Additionally, Pixar's Luca will now skip theaters and stream exclusively on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. I've got a lot of thoughts on this, but Dewberry, you wanna start out because I'm sure you also have a lot of thoughts on this.
I mean, it is weird timing to announce this because like we are now, like theaters are open in LA if you really want to do it. I don't know anyone who is, and I certainly don't want to go down to the theaters just yet, but it's happening.
Oh, it's actually awesome. We went to go see a private screening of a movie recently. Can't say which one, but it was dope as hell, and I'm so glad that was the movie that we went to, that I broke my my COVID cherry seeing going back to theaters. But that's the one reason I feel like to get the vaccine is to go back to movie theaters.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the movie theaters a lot, and obviously, like Warner, they lost a ton of money releasing all their movies this year on HBO Max, but for them, it's very logical as like an investment into their platform. You know, they're coming onto the scene whenever there's 7 other fucking streaming services. So you want people to sign up for HBO Max. You just say, hey, all the movies we were going to release in theaters, they're going to be right here on HBO Max. And you don't have to pay anything extra for them. So kind of a smart move. Disney Plus is already very well established, though, with The Mandalorian and WandaVision. Now that's a Falcon Winter Soldier. So
that's a show.
Yeah, I don't know what they're... I don't know. I mean, I guess, so you do have to pay $30 for both these movies.
That's
I don't
bullshit.
know how many people are going to pay $30 to watch Cruella, which is basically Joker, but for Cruella DeVille. Like, what? How big is the audience for? Okay, so you will. Honestly,
I'm sorry. You said it in a way. I think you meant the tone of voice is it's the Joker, but it's for Cruella de Vil, who would pay money
let's
for
give
that.
the dames and gals their own Joker movie.
Yeah, let's give I'm sorry, have you not been waiting for Flashpoint Martha Wayne, but done through Disney lenses of Cruella de Vil, a villainess who we all know canonically is so interesting because of her love of fashion and dogs.
Killing dogs.
Every time I watched the animated and live action 101 Dalmatians as a child, I was always left with so many questions. Like, what was Cruella de Vil like in her 30s? And now we finally are going to get some real answers there. And
finally,
this lady, she was gonna slaughter literally 101 dogs to use their fur as clothing. But that's what a girl boss does. That's what a girl boss.
That is what a girl boss does.
Gold.
I feel like again, you're sort of taking the idea that this is not something that there's an audience for, specifically Video Cruella de Vil. That I'm not super fucking fascinated about what it looks like to have a cool girl with a cool haircut and Joker makeup run around just setting fire to shit and stealing dogs. Who wouldn't? Black Widow? I mean, what's her deal? She's dead. Spoiler. Why am I interested in that?
I think, so it's kind of fucked up that Disney's doing this for two lady movies. Kind of throwing these projects under the bus a little bit.
I feel like the last time I saw Florence Pugh, she was in a really great, very supportive Cult in Midsummer, my rom-com feel-good movie of the summer of 2019.
Helped her figure out how to deal with her emotions in a healthy, constructive way.
You singing again in this voice that I feel like doesn't mean that you're telling the truth, but it was a healthy cult that did let her deal with stuff in a constructive way.
Listen, if setting one boyfriend on fire gives you a lifetime of family and emotional and mental peace, that's a fair trade, I'd say, especially if the guy's a big old D-bag.
He was a fuck boy. Christian was a fuck boy, and Pele was offering her a place where she could feel held. Now, have you ever felt held in a community, Eliot?
No, I live in America where everyone's fucking mean. And,
exactly.
Brazilians are very more welcome to people. Yes.
Yeah, we force our old people to rot away and die instead of giving them the choice to jump off of a very tall mountain in case they want to just go out while things are still kind of okay.
Yeah, I mean, was it a choice?
You learn a lot from these Norwegians or Swedes, whatever they are.
I totally agree with you, and thank you for coming around to my side of that. Look for Cruella de Vil coming to a Schmoedown game near you, probably. That was definitely a cosplay idea that's going to be happening at some point. Next news. You're doing a really good job so far, Eliot, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
A new Transformers movie is in the works. Angel Manuel Soto, who directed last year's Charm City Kings, is attached to direct with Marco Ramirez set to write the script.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the photo. Yeah, here's the photo.
Oh, now I understand more. Angel Manuel Soto, Charm City Kings. I've never. Okay. And Marco Ramirez set to write the script. The thing about Transformers is we already have Fast and Furious, and that's basically Transformers. That's basically Transformers already. And John Cena's in both. I don't understand. Do the cars talk, right?
No.
They don't talk in Transformers?
In Transformers, yes, but not in Fast and the Furious.
Do they have? Yet. Do they have souls?
Not yet. That's a question for philosophy. Yes, the robots have souls.
Are they androids or are they? Sorry, these are real questions. And anyone can feel free to jump in. The Transformers, do they have is it like the Star Wars androids where they can sort of decide what team they're on, or are they just programmed to be good or evil?
So I'm going to preface this by saying I have never seen a Transformers movie.
Oh, thank God.
But based on my knowledge of just the franchise in general, there is the race of robots. There are two factions. There's I don't remember the names of either faction, but one is
Autobots and Decepticons.
That's it. Autobots, kind of neutral sounding name, but Decepticon, obviously they're bad. They're deceiving.
And they're probably sexier.
And they're all from this giant cube-shaped object out in space.
Oh, I love Cube.
and they have been around way longer than people. I don't know who made them. I guess that's a question.
I think Orson Welles. Orson Welles probably in his very final role.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. Well, my guess is probably true. Have you seen? So you said you've never seen any of these movies. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Did you see Bumblebee Tuna?
No, I heard it was good, but I didn't see it.
Here's what I can't get behind is the idea that I care about robots or robots that turn into cars, but then would trick me into thinking that they're cars that I could ride, but then would turn back into people and have other agendas. I think they're all Decepticons, honestly. Like, if you pretend to be a car, you are decepting me, Karan.
You're all Decepticons in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever trust you again. I'm not sure if that's ever been brought up. But, like, if you are pretending to be a car, and then you are not my car, and I've already bought insurance on you, you are Decepticoning me, even if you're a good one.
Yeah, these are the issues they need to address in these movies going forward.
I really need to talk about the liability issue. Where the insurance coverage starts and begins and ends on these things.
It's probably pretty expensive. Yeah, but yeah, this news headline, I've never seen a Transformers movie. I don't know who either of those men's, Angel Manuel Soto or Marco Ramirez. I don't know anything about them, or I don't know what Charm City Kings is.
Well, here's the thing: we do know
there are kings, there are charm, and they live in a city.
We know one thing, and we know that's not the name that Mick G has given himself recently. So for that reason alone, I feel like it's probably going to be the best one of these films.
Wait, Mick G changed his name?
No, he didn't. I don't think.
Okay.
So I think that's good. Okay, next news. We're just running through them.
Alan Mirror has been cast as the villain Hespera in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, sequel to 2019 superhero film. The film is scheduled to be released on June 2, 2023.
There is no way Shazam was in 2019. Is that true?
Yep. And I saw Idelia researching that. Yes, it is true.
Great. Good job, Idelia, researching things.
I never saw Shazam either. I don't think I watch movies.
No, I mean, I really don't either. I'm more of a TV gal myself.
Yeah, it's just easier. It's hard to commit to 2 hours. I'd rather commit to 8 straight hours on the couch with bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather watch all of Fargo, the TV show, because that's at least a coherent narrative rather than watch the Snyder Cut, which is like, what, one movie? Yeah. I'd rather.
Fargo is great. The most recent season kind of falls off towards the end, but it's still great. Even a mediocre season of Fargo is still great TV.
Jesse Buckley, we could just scrap the rest of the news and talk about Fargo season 3. I also felt like it fell off near the end, but I think the order of Fargo seasons goes number 2 as best, number 3 as second best, number 4, and then number 1.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like? Oh man, Lauren Malvo is such a good character, though.
He's a great character, but that show, like, it really just kind of just redid ideas from like the Fargo movie, and then added in like an Anton Chigurh, make him more of a trickster god kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I just thought it helmed too closely to the Coen brothers storylines instead of the Coen brothers aesthetic. And then season 2 was just really, really good. Very
season 2 for me. I need to rewatch it, but season 2 for me felt a little bloated. There was like 50 characters in season 2 to the point where it was like kind of hard to keep track of everyone involved. And then they'd have like, oh, it's Brad Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond. And then, oh wait, no, he's dead already. Okay, who am I supposed to?
Who are you supposed to root for? Maybe you're supposed to root for Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons, the couple that met on the set of Fargo and then decided to get married in real life. Or
I do root for them every day.
That's my couple goals, is like being those two. Or you could want to be Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Ewan McGregor. Formerly, they were married to other people, then met on the set of Fargo season 3, decided to dump their significant others and get married to each other. Fargo has great track record.
Her ex-husband posted some real sad cringe on Instagram around that time. He was real upset about Obi-Wan Kenobi stealing his wife.
You know
Never
what?
trust
That's the way the
Obi-Wan.
cookie crumbles. Don't let her go on the set of Fargo if you don't want her to fall in love.
But yeah, I don't know how I'd rank them. I mean, I would put season 3 at my number 1. I think
Okay.
I thought season 3, the magical realism elements
Were
a very nice addition. The Ray Wise cameos as God, or I don't know, is it God?
The devil, the Jewish God. Ray,
Yeah.
Thank you. The Ray Wise. Thank you, Eliot. Yes, the Ray Wise cameo was incredible. Using Mac from It's Always Sunny in there. I love David Thewlis.
Yeah, season 3 was fun. Like it tried new shit out, and I appreciated the risks that it took.
So thank you for coming to Fargo Cast. This is where me and Eliot talk about how cool it was that Ray Wise showed up as evil, not evil, like Old Testament Jewish God to bring hell to the Cossacks in the liminal space that looked like the Big Lebowski's bowling alley, but in fact was another dimension. It was very Twin Peaks.
I like that God, by the way. The Old Testament God. He's a cool guy.
He's fine.
When he's cool with you, he's cool. But when
when he doesn't like you, that's why I'm always at his good side.
He's
but
a
not
classic
even because if he's cool with
overreactor.
you and he's like, you're like one of the chosen people, he still puts you through some shit. Passover. Guys, this ends the portion where we talk about the news, and now we go on to the portion where we talk to Eliot about Eliot things. Now, Eliot,
Right.
I'm gonna check my notes here very surreptitiously. So you do a show called Internet Today.
That's right.
Yes. And how is that for you?
It's great. It's how I earn a living, and it's worked out well. I've been at this YouTube. The channel itself is only about 3 years old, but before that, we had a similar channel as part of the Machinima company, which no longer exists, and that is why we moved to a newer channel. So, but I've been at it for a long time, and it's a fun job. It involves a lot of writing and reading, which can be annoying and boring a lot of the times. But I don't know. It's a lot better than just about any other job I could probably qualify for. So I feel very grateful.
And you guys do a lot of political news, which is rare for people involved. I feel like in the Schmoedown, they don't do a lot of hard-hitting political journalism or even cover that.
A little bit. I think isn't John Roca? He's getting into politics a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, but I think I'm not sure if John Roca knows the fact that Videodrew, used to be married to somebody who is very famous in the news. So you've probably covered them before. And this is where Amber's going to yell at me for name dropping. But yes, I was. I was married to. Go ahead.
I don't have an ex-husband to name drop, but go ahead.
I was married to an MSNBC host who I believe you have covered in the past. But
more like MSDNC, am I right?
Yo.
All right.
Yo. Yes, you're right.
Which one?
The one that raps. The rapping one.
I don't watch it.
The one that uses hip hop metaphors for everything. He does the 6 p.m. hour, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know.
So you can Google that. I'm not going to do the thing where this can get clipped out and I will have to get in trouble for signing that NDA and then saying names out loud. But yeah, used to be married to MSNBC's hip hop pundit, and that was a really cool thing about me. Yeah,
that's a fun fact for sure.
It's not as cool as the time I made out with Evan Peters, but yeah, I was married to him. I think you earned the name drop. Yeah, it's but then what's embarrassing, Amber, is if I say the name and then Eliot looks blank, I will feel dumb. So I'm not gonna say it.
People can figure it out for themselves.
People can figure it out for themselves.
Just use Google. Just use
Eliot, what has been the biggest thing that your channel has done to make you guys famous, and how do you do that?
I mean, I'd say, in general, it's just been a very slow grind. It took us 3 years to hit 200,000 subscribers, and we weren't starting from nothing. So I thought that would happen quicker, if I'm being honest. Our old channel had way more than that when we had to shut it down. But so during the protests over the summer, we streamed and had fundraisers and covered all that stuff that was happening. We raised like $50,000 off of viewer donations for a bail fund. So that was a pretty big one. And then election day this year, we streamed for like 10 straight hours, and I literally the video's still up. You can watch me actually lose my mind in real time over the course of a day and get like really depressed because like it was looking like Donald Trump was going to win again, and just like getting very just like ugly, embarrassing drunk. Yeah, I mean that we were one of the only like channels in sort of, I guess, our demo or whatever that was doing an all-day election stream. So I think we did pretty well off of that one. But other than that, I mean, it's YouTube. Like anyone thinking of starting YouTube right now, don't go to TikTok. Like
go to where?
Go to TikTok. Like YouTube's dying. It's you can't build an audience here anymore unless you're just following the trends and you're like a fucking like, oh, Minecraft's hot, Among Us is hot, like it's whatever game is really popular with like 11 and 12-year-olds at the time. Like if you really want to be cynical, you could, I guess, do that. But in general, it's just, I don't know. It's
what would you suggest if you want to go to TikTok but you're not very good at all? You can't figure it out. Like you can't figure out how to make.
I also can't figure it out. I refuse to even download the app to my phone because I am a boomer who's afraid of like the Chinese government spying on me. So I have a TikTok account, but I only access it via like web browser on my computer, and it's only really for
VPN and everything to ensure security.
I only ever really use it if like we're writing a news story and there's like TikTok stuff referenced. Then I'll go and like dig around, like that Claudia Conway. Girl who's the daughter of
oh my god, yeah, she's cool.
I spent a lot of time on TikTok when that whole thing was going down. But
here's my impression of TikTok. And it's like, okay, so somebody else has to do it, but it's like do like a cool video music thing, and then I'd be like this, and then it'd be like me being like, oh, the Democratic National Party, and they'd be like, no, and then I'd be like, this thing, it'll be like RNC
over here, and you're like, that text bullet point, bullet point.
This is signs as emotional. This is signs as like emotional attachment disorders. Gemini. Yeah. That's
it's my version. It's an interesting site though, because it really is like it's very easy to use from what I hear. So you get a lot of like variety of content on there. It's not really just one thing or.
That sounds a little bit lame. Come on.
Let's see. Video.
I don't use it, but people do.
Let's see if I'm going to see if I can get into my TikToks. Can I go into TikToks like this? My Videodrew TikToks. Nope. Let's see if I can do it. I'm just seeing if I can bring up any of my TikToks. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's one. Here we go. I got TikTok. We can decide whether this is great or the perfect thing. Hold on. Make it enlarge. I don't want to get this pulled off YouTube, but this is my impression. This is my impression, guys, of people who confuse. Hold on, you'll see. People who confuse filters for personality on TikTok. Okay, we can see it. Let's see.
This is Facebook.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. This is from TikTok because they don't have TikTok on. You can't like look that up from your browser, apparently.
No, you can.
Let's see. You can?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. This is what I'm doing right now. Let's see. This is me doing TikTok, and I feel like I'm very good at it. Why this doesn't have a million views? This is going to get pulled down immediately, I realize, for the music.
See, this is good TikTok content.
Yep, that's all I'm showing it. Sorry?
I think you
if this video gets flagged, it's not my fault. I know this time.
I do have a bit of a N-log vibe, though. You know what an N-log is?
An analog or an N-log?
N-log, N-L-O-G.
What is that? What is that?
Not like other girls.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's like I'm not like other girls.
I am not like other girls.
I don't use my filters as a replacement for personality like all those other girls do.
Yeah, no, I'm like making a meta commentary about how people do that. Oh, let's see. We got a donation here.
I love UPIDODREW and Daney is the best crow, and Adelia is an amazing mod. End message.
Yo, thank you. Well, it doesn't. That was the end message with the semicolon at the end makes me feel like there's more to that message, but we'll see. Thank you guys. Yeah, reminder: Streamlabs is open. Feel free to donate. It's not like I have it's not like I am desperate for followers or subscribers after a year of YouTube and getting good numbers. Not quite Eliot numbers, but I'm almost right past 1,000 subscribers. So don't forget to do that. Oh, that was a wink. I get you. Guys, Eliot, besides that, what else do you do during your spare time?
Oh, I just go on Twitter and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll. But other than that, I do play music. And
Whoa!
For a long time. I've been trying to get more into it. I spent most of quarantine not playing music at all, and then wondering why I was depressed all the time. And then finally, I was like, oh, I should probably do things that I like doing that make me happy. But it took almost a year for that to click in my brain.
What do you play?
So I'm in a band where I play keyboards and guitars, and then I'm working on some solo music right now that's more kind of electronic producer-ish, and I might have to end up singing on it. I don't know how I feel about that, but I might end up having to sing a little bit.
Or you could hire me. I'm good at singing.
Oh, that's good to know.
What would you say were your biggest music influences? Is it Radiohead?
I do love Radiohead.
Me too.
It is.
Yeah. Radiohead's an interesting band for me because it's they're a band that I listened to so much when I was younger that I don't actually listen to them that often now. It doesn't come up very often because I basically have all of their songs just printed in my head.
Yes.
But when they do come up on shuffle for me, I'm like, God damn, this shit is good. How the fuck is this so good?
Yeah. Not to bring it back to the wedding that I once had, but I walked down the aisle to an orchestral version of No Surprises because I knew that was going to be a really funny in-joke between me and my dad. And it also was just a great portender for a marriage that's going to last forever.
That is a weird choice for that kind of thing.
Well, Ellie, I'm not sure if you know this, but END. I'm not like other girls or whatever.
N-Log.
N-Log.
I mean, I went to a wedding once where they walked down the aisle to the theme to Jurassic Park, which was fun.
That would have been dope.
That would be a good theme for
it was great, but then they got divorced a year later. So
yeah,
that's how it doesn't really matter. I think it's more about the marriage itself.
I probably shouldn't have made the bridesmaids do Pixies Where's My Mind and then also have the first dance song be the Game of Thrones, what was it? The Rain of Castamere? That was probably a bad choice.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it's a unique choice. I'll say that.
Well, I'm not like other girls. God damn it, Eliot.
No,
what do you understand?
I'm not a normal chick. I'm a cool chick.
Yeah, I'm not a normal chick. I'm a cool chick. And I'm like one of those chicks from Gone Girl. But, I'm a cool girl. I can hang. I don't seem like I care like one.
I actually watched David Lynch movies and love them.
That reminds me of someone. That definitely reminds me of someone. I'm liking Eliot, man. I miss having a guest like Eliot.
The joke is I've never seen a David Lynch movie. It's just all a giant misdirect, and I'm hoping that no one's ever going to call me on it.
I just like the squiggly lines. This guy makes movies too?
Yeah, this guy makes... Yeah, I don't know. He basically makes lamps and weird videos on YouTube that are weather reports.
Yeah, I thought he was just a weatherman.
He's just a weatherman. He does great music collaborations. I consider him more of an installation artist than a director.
I actually, his music that he did with Sparkle Horse is
exactly
genuinely really fucking good. I think I like his music more than I like his filmmaking.
I would say I like his television making more than I like his filmmaking. I think a I think a lot of his filmmaking, it's really sort of like it's really kind of like it's not supposed to be something that like you enjoy. It's just supposed to be something that like you watch to like, you know, wash over you an experience. I always say it's like an installation art exhibition, and really is a specific taste. And I don't try to get anyone sold on it because it's not fun. It's just weird. But then if it is for you, it is for you. But that being said, Eliot, who are some of your favorite, auteurs, both in the filmmaking, music, or movies or TV space these days?
Oh, man. I mean, I got a lot of like pretty basic boy bitch choices. I mean, I really like Wes Anderson and Stanley Kubrick. I don't think either of those guys have ever missed. I really like Nicholas Winding Refn.
Ooh, Neon Demon?
Yeah, well, and with him, like, I actually can say that I was into him before he was famous, because, like, it's just randomly, somehow, I heard about this trilogy of movies he made early in his career called the Pusher Trilogy. This was, like, before Drive, before anything else. I remember, like, I read it somewhere online in, like, 2008, and I, like, sought them out online, like, maybe through torrents, and I was like, what the fuck? I love this guy. This is brilliant. So... yeah, I was into Nick Refn before he was famous. But yeah, I don't know. And then in music, like Radiohead, obviously another very, very basic choice. Yeah, man, Coen Brothers, another. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that interesting, I guess.
But these are all very interesting things. Look, I went to Oberlin. These were big names. I mean, you understand. I think from the Schmoedown perspective of what, and we're not going to talk too much about Schmoedown because, hashtag I'm still triggered. But, when we consider like what basic bitch looks like in terms of directors, ideas, genres there, I feel like liking Wes Anderson and David Lynch doesn't make you, or like Nicholas Winding Refn doesn't make you basic. There's a lot more basic ass bitch stuff to like in those categories.
My biggest flaw in the Schmoedown is that I only watch movies I'm actually interested in seeing, and I avoid movies that I think are bad.
Yeah.
All the people that are great, all the people that are good at trivia, they go see just fucking everything. They just watch a movie just on account of it being a movie. I can't do that.
Well, here's what I can't do. I've actually this year have decided like I'm going to use the Schmoedown as an opportunity to go outside my comfort zone and watch movies that like are not something that I would normally watch, like sad things or sports or something like that. Some just stuff that like helps me become a more rounded, cinephile, and that's great. Yeah. What I refuse to do is sit down and like memorize things off of IMDb without having seen the movies just to like gain knowledge about stuff that I'm not that involved with, or that what I have no plans on seeing.
Yeah. At a certain point it is just like school again.
Yeah. Yeah, and who likes school besides me? I loved school. I was really good at it. I got a perfect English on my SATs while on LSD. That's a story I like to tell every week.
I was really good at school in high school, and then in college, like something clicked. I mean, I was getting a liberal arts fucking degree in like film, so at a certain point I was like, none of this actually matters. I get my diploma, like I don't need to like try that hard in my requirements for my degree. And I don't know, now I look back and I kind of regret that a little bit. Like I wish I had, like now I would be excited to go to college and learn, but when you're like 21, 22, like I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's because I feel like that's a better use of your time at that age.
I mean, I went to Oberlin where we got to make our own degrees. So like I did transitional media. I did actually before it was a thing. I was like, I'm interested in like how comic books and movies like have like the transitional media thing, like how storyboarding is essentially comic panels, and I did a lot of stuff in graphic novel stuff. But like that helped me not a whit in adult life. I guess it did kind of with Schmoedown, but I did teach a class on David Lynch, so I feel like that helped. Glad to have been of service. Now, Eliot, before we get too much into this any farther, because I feel like I now know everything I need to know about you, full stop.
Yeah,
we do want to play.
Pretty much all there is.
Yeah.
Everything on Wikipedia as well. Check his article on Wikipedia.
There's a Wikipedia about you?
Of course.
What?
Oh, damn. There's a Wikipedia page on Eliot? That's crazy.
I didn't think that. What? No.
I'm kidding. There is no Wikipedia page.
Great joke, Danny.
But people should make one.
There is a weird Wikipedia bias against online personalities.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is like a documented thing. They like if your fame and profile is solely confined to social media and YouTube and whatnot, they will not give you a YouTube profile, no matter how big your following is. You have to be referenced in traditional media like newspaper, magazines, online articles. If you're not directly like talked about in other media, they won't let you have a Wikipedia profile.
Interesting.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I fuck Wikipedia. Fuck it. Bring down the man. I do want to get to because I don't want to go on for too late tonight because we do have a guest here, and I do want to mention that, guys. Please like and subscribe to this video. Please leave comments. Do all the things. Rate.
Smash that bell.
Smash that bell. Smash it.
Smash that bell.
Even if you don't like me, I have a lot of guests on, and I do a lot of shows with co-stars. So even if you don't like the sound of my voice, you'll like somebody else I'm doing shows with.
Yeah, I was looking at you have quite a backlog of shows.
Yeah, I just started.
And she has a person with a beautiful voice and accent, of course.
Yeah, well, whatever. I just started during quarantine. I started my YouTube channel. I used this channel before to do stuff like Occupy Wall Street stuff from years ago, and the time I was on Law and Order SVU, where I gotta say, "What'd you do with your husband's sperm?" to Marsha Cross from Desperate Housewives. So that's cool. But like, no, this was all during quarantine. But yeah, we also have this Zoom party that we do an after show for anyone who is a certain Patreon tier. So feel free to stick around for that, Eliot. Of course, no pressure. Don't answer right now because you should think about it. Okay. And then also now it's time to play the game. So here's the game that we have, and we are going to keep it as short and to the point as possible. It's going to be called Pitch This Terrible Superhero Movie. So what we have is a director, a character from a famous movie, and a terrible superpower. And we're going to go around and sort of pitch what this movie would be. Now, unlike the Schmoedown, there are no winners and losers. This is a collaborative game. And if at any point you get sleepy, just type that into the private chat, and I will just shut it down. So yeah, you understand. You understand the concept. It's not going through your head.
I get it.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Get ready for Pitch This Terrible Superhero Movie. Okay, first up, we have Peyton Reed doing a movie with Forrest Gump, where his special power is that when he can transform into Gilbert Gottfried when exposed to water.
Is Peyton Reed the Venture Brothers guy?
No, God, I wish. That's Doc. What's his name? Doc, not Holiday. That's somebody else. But cool Venture Brothers story. James Urbaniak is one of my besties. I know he's the guy. He did Ant-Man.
Yeah. Peyton Reed did Ant-Man. I don't think I saw Ant-Man.
Easy A. He did. What else did he do? Bring It On. Wait, Bring It On. Okay, he did Bring It On. He did. He's done a couple fun things. If you ever watch On Cinema with Greg Turkington and Tim Heidecker, he's occasionally on that. But yeah, he's like a fun dude. He does fun movies. I'm gonna Google it real quick to find out what else Peyton Reed's done because he's done a ton of stuff. Hold on, Peyton Reed. Okay, so he's done Down with Love, The Breakup, Bring It On, Yes Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I feel like that's it. Those have been the things he's done. He directed and Mandalorian.
He hasn't done a lot. So
yeah, he directed Upright Citizen Brigade and Mr. Show episodes. So
okay, so he's got a comedic chops.
Yeah, he's really good at comedy.
Okay, so if he's directing, then Forrest Gump transforming into Gilbert Gottfried, that would be played for laughs and not for horror as it would objectively be if this were real life. If Forrest Gump actually did turn into Gilbert Gottfried in real life, that would be horrific thing,
Yeah.
then the government would want to do something about that.
You know what's funny is this does not sound as terrible as the plot of Forrest Gump 2. If you've ever read the crazy batshit idea they had for the plot of Forrest Gump 2.
The deal with Forrest Gump 2, I thought, was the original author being so pissed off about them like
adaptation,
calling him up all the time, being like, "Where's the sequel?" That he like wrote an intentionally like bad book that they would never want to turn into a movie.
So if you guys don't know what happens in Forrest Gump 2 in the original the script that never got made was Forrest Gump, there's an issue with his son who has AIDS not being allowed on the same bus as the other kids, but also it's Florida in the 90s, so they also don't want the black kids on the bus, and that was supposed to be a hilarious beat in the film. There's a moment where he falls in, not falls in love, he befriends a woman who works, a Cherokee woman who works at a casino, like an Indian, an Indian casino, and he's waiting for her outside of her job at the Oklahoma City building, and then witnesses the Oklahoma City bombing. And that's just one of those pieces of American history that he's just there for. And there was one more piece of like craziness that was just so bad. Like the whole thing was just so off tone that it would have been terrible. I feel like transforming into Gilbert Gottfried whenever he went on that shrimp boat would have been a better use of Forrest Gump's superhero powers, which is also like managing to be there for every major moment in American history.
Yeah, it's a real shame that didn't get made. I would kind of want to see that, but
that's batshit crazy.
Yeah, no, the Forrest Gump sequel. I'm actually looking it up right now to see Forrest Gump sequel. The most batshit parts about it were. Yeah, it felt meaningless after 9/11, they said. Let's see. Forrest Gump and Forrest Jr. in Florida. We had a funny sequence where they were desegregating the busing in Florida at the same time. So people were either angry about the busing or having their kids have to go to school with the kids who have AIDS. So there's a big conflict. Again, this was a funny scene.
Why does this kid have AIDS?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the mom had AIDS. That was the thing.
Wait. What?
Robin Wright's character had AIDS. That's what she died of.
Did she give birth to Forrest's baby before that?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I don't remember this shit at all.
They kind of implied that it was like she died of like some wasting disease or it might have been cancer. But
yeah, no, it was definitely supposed to be AIDS. I don't remember her having a baby.
Remember? The kid, the Forrest kid that he shows up and he goes, I named after his daddy, Forrest. And he goes, his daddy's named Forrest too, and it's Haley Joel Osment.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember how he met the presidents John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon in the original?
Yeah. And
there's all these funny things. Okay, so let me just pitch this to you. In this movie, Forrest was in the back of OJ's Bronco. Okay?
What?
He would look up occasionally. Okay, so they'd use the original footage. They would have him peeking up occasionally, but they didn't see him in the rear view mirror, and then he'd pop down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then this would actually happen. And then he was supposed to be a ballroom dancer. He got really good ballroom dancer and went to a charity thing and he danced with Princess Diana. So that was just like a moment in history. And then he managed to just accidentally be there. Forrest met on a bus a Native American woman, finds his calling as a bingo caller on a reservation. And the big event in that you could see was he'd wait for his Native American partner. She taught in a nursery school at a government building in Oklahoma. And he was sitting on the bench waiting for her to have lunch, and suddenly the building behind him blows up. And so after 9/11 occurred, it all felt meaningless.
I mean, I don't think you needed 9/11 to ruin that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That doesn't make it.
Part is incredible.
Anyway.
Now I want to see this movie. Now
anyway,
I want to fucking see
next slide. I feel like we
yeah.
got that. So this one is Ron Howard doing a movie with Marty McFly, but can spontaneously combust when he looks at, but he can spontaneously combust what he looks at, but only if it's vegetables.
Fried vegetables. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna do because we've got a bunch of these to go through, and I'm not going through all of them. I feel like this one's gonna be hard for me. Let's go to the next one. I know there's a bunch of other of these. Let's see. There we go. Michael Bay. He's directing a movie about Medea, and her power is that she spits seeds that turn into flowers 3 times an hour. So I feel like that's like a
Medea movie. Like,
well, you won't have to see a Medea movie. You played Mario, right? I feel like this is Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yoshi
like,
eats
imagine
flowers.
that filmed by Michael Bay. I mean, say what you will about the Bayman, but he if anyone's going to film a man in drag spitting seeds that immediately sprout flowers, and if someone's going to film that and do it in an interesting, eye-catching, exciting way, the Bayman, Michael Bay, is the guy you hired for that.
And I mean, I'm not going to do mine because I know it's almost too good. But Elliot, I'd be interested in hearing your Medea impression that I've heard that you're so good at.
Hello.
But that was actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Hello is pretty good. I don't know why I thought this was a Yoshi power. Yoshi clearly spits eggs and turns them into fireballs. I don't know why.
He eats flowers, but he doesn't.
He eats flowers. Yeah. Brisby K, yes, people have said my entire life I look like Parker Posey, and to them I've said, okay, I'll take it.
I like Parker Posey. Everyone likes Parker Posey.
Who doesn't like Parker Posey, and where do they live, and what am I going to do with them when I find out their address?
Yeah.
Guys, so yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be a big action tent pole. I feel like it could be like the kind of thing where Tyler Perry plays not just Medea, but like 8 other roles in this movie. So there could be like an Alex Cross character, that's after Medea, and there's could be a real big undercurrent about how you should stay faithful to your partner, and Christianity is going to church is the only thing that's going to save Medea in this from herself, really, and from whatever.
I haven't seen any Tyler Perry movies. If I'm being honest, but I've read a lot of articles about his non-Medea universe movies, and they are fucking nuts.
Yeah,
like
I mean, everything about Tyler Perry's oeuvre is fucking nuts. Like the
craziest thing about Tyler Perry is that he's actually a good actor.
Yes. Yeah.
In other people's projects.
Now that I think also the craziest thing about Tyler Perry is he seems like a pretty good human being in a lot of ways. Like that thing that you found out about the Meghan Markle, like he offered Meghan Markle and Prince Harry his like place when they were doing all this stuff, and it just feels like maybe he's a good guy. His
moralistic Christianity stuff though is real weird and off-putting.
Yes, I will say that, and it's not just that; it's the relationship, like the men and women relationship, like his views about
traditional gender roles, and like it's the wife's job to stop the husband from
cheating.
Yeah, weird. It's like Steve Harvey. It's like the Think Like a Man movie, where it's just like this is some fucking toxic shit.
It is
Everyone
absolutely toxic. It's also like and then you add that with the drag element of like the Medea stuff, and you're like, what? Why is this okay? But like people love him. When he was doing stage shows, people would go and like he would sell out theaters for months doing these Medea things. He makes so much money. People love it. And so I feel like this would be a movie that Sorry. I feel like this would be a movie that would make $1 billion. Okay, let's try to do let's try to do 1 or 2 more of these before I get sleepy. Okay.
Steven
Spielberg, Inigo Montoya, and pennies shoot out of his eyes when he opens them. Well, this would actually be a pretty dope film.
Yeah, so I'm picturing this man basically has to live as a blind man because anytime he opens his eyes, people can get hurt because I'm assuming these pennies shoot out at violent, dangerous speeds.
Like a gun, exactly.
Yeah, so he's a blind sword fighter, which is already the dopest thing. This is like Nico's like older years. This would be magical realism. I love this. So that's like a curse that's been put on him after the events of Princess Bride. But also, pennies shoot out of his eyes. Let's see, that could be a weapon. That could be weaponized. It could be like done like Cyclops. But I also think like, yay, pennies. Like how many pennies? Like a lot.
He would be morally torn, I imagine. What if there's an orphanage nearby that needs money?
Yeah. You just open your eyes.
Could people be rich with his power? Like, could he help the world
you just stand in a corner and open your eyes. It would take a long time. So really what you would need is just long chunks of time where you're not being approached by enemies. But then, yeah, you would just sit in a corner or like you'd have a Scrooge McDuck pool and you just stare down at it and just wait for it's all filled. Then you go to Coinstar, transfer those pennies in for about $30. It would just take a while.
Yeah. And maybe use those things that they put in Alex's eyes in The Clockwork Orange. So
yeah, exactly, to keep them open.
No blinking.
Yeah, and his name is like, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Please stand back a little bit. We're trying to raise enough money for the orphanage.
Do you have change for 1,000 pennies? Prepared to
exactly.
die.
And the Steven Spielberg stuff would like lend itself to both action adventure, but then also I feel like the heart of the film, like it would be a really heartwarming film, like Jurassic Park or Munich.
Yeah, Munich is, every Christmas the family gathers around and watches Munich, the heartwarming tale of a Jewish intelligence service on the hunt for the planners of one of the most horrific terror attacks in history.
I feel like
and then open presents right afterwards.
I don't watch any of the Jewish movies because I find them really bummers. Like we don't watch Shoah or Schindler's List in my house. I'll watch maybe, I'll maybe
Munich
watch.
is actually great. And Steven Spielberg actually got some flack from like the more hardline Zionist people because like he doesn't depict the actions of the protagonists in a necessarily completely positive light.
Oh no, the Zionists don't like you? Oh no.
I know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, it's basically like the point. I felt like what he was saying with the movie is that like revenge is diminishing returns, and you'll never get back what you've lost, no matter how much revenge you do.
And you know what? That's like anti-Zionist.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Sorry, let's get this channel flagged real quick. I care so much about the Israel-Palestine debate. This is like you were saying in the beginning. This is like the Big Bird issue that I probably should just not talk about. But like, yeah,
the Big Bird issue.
The Big Bird West Bank. Yeah, Sesame Street being on the West Bank. This is just going to get me in a lot of trouble with this whole Z crowd, as I call them.
Yeah, you really got to be careful. Which
yeah.
We have a very worldwide audience here. Yeah.
If I get in trouble, what are they gonna do? All come and spam this channel and bring the page views numbers up? Come at me, bro.
Yeah. They should totally come here and tell it to your face. How much?
Yeah, say it to my face, my cute Jewish face. Let's do one more of these, and then let's call it a night, and then we'll call it an evening. That's a pretty picture.
Ooh. Okay.
I love this one. Taika Waititi, Princess Leia. She can make Lil Wayne's music just play just by saying his name, even if there are no speakers.
So this is interesting because in the Star Wars universe, the only canonical music we've been exposed to is like weird, bad, like kind of like nightclub music.
Called Jizz, by the way. It's called Jizz.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jabba's band. I think that's the only.
You mean diegetic music, like music?
Diegetic, yeah. Because even the Cantina song is non-diegetic. I think.
I get really they changed it, and it's like the song at the end with the Wookiees.
Yeah. So originally it was a jub jub, jub jub, and it made sense as like a song that Ewoks would sing, and then they changed it to some other weird like bullshit.
They dance to stuff in Star Wars, but I don't really know if they're listening to the same music as we are listening to. I think the Cantina music is something they're listening to because we got Droopy McCool on the clarinet, and like it seems like they're jamming out. But yeah, a lot of the
funny thing about that, though, back to Judaism, is that the Cantina song is just like a straight up klezmer jazz song.
Yes.
Like textbook klezmer jazz.
That's why Droopy McCool is my favorite Star Wars character, because it's just that's clearly that's clearly Woody Allen as a elephant looking man playing his clarinet at the Carnegie whatever. I'm just looking up Droopy McCool. As you guys all know, I was almost in Star Wars, the Rian Johnson one. What was it called? The Last Jedi? Yeah. Yes. I was almost in that movie. I was fitted for outfits. I got my ticket. I was supposed to be a background a background rebel. And unfortunately, because of Harry Knowles, that ended up having to be put the kibosh on.
Oh no, were you working for Ain't It Cool when all that shit went down?
No. I was just friends with Ryan, and for my 30th birthday, he was like, I was like, we had been talking about Droopy McCool for a really long time, like on the internet, and we just were fans of each other. We played like Word with Friends and stuff. And he was always thought it was really funny that I was very into Droopy McCool as a character. This guy. And so he invited me for my 30th birthday. He said, if you can get your plane ticket, I will put you in Star Wars. And then 3 days before I was supposed to go out, Harry Knowles was another one of his guests, went to set, leaked a bunch of information. So they took away the access for anyone who had a journalist degree. And at that point I was at the New York Observer and I was like the entertainment editor. So they revoked my ability to be on set. And he felt really bad about it. But at the end of the day, it's really cool that Ryan invited me to be in Star Wars just on the basis of me knowing who Droopy McCool was and being in.
What is this kinky sound? Are you hearing this?
Yeah, it's not me.
That's probably me. I've been doing that all night. I've been kicking things accidentally.
Oh my god! I was like, the fuck's happening?
Yeah, I've been kicking stuff all night. I have this nervous little leg thing, but So wait, going back for a second can we pull that back up? Let's see. Yeah, Taika Waititi, Princess Leia. Lil Wayne's music. I think Lil Wayne in space, that would be amazing.
They'd be like rap in Star Wars. I feel like they would blow their minds.
Yeah, when they get to the line where they're like, "I'm like a G, like silent G, like in lasagna," they'd be like, "Wait, what?
What is lasagna?
What's lasagna? Where's
there's lasagna on Star Wars? For sure.
There's no Italians in Star Wars. That's why it's such a That's why people want to live there.
Well, there are space lines that are space Bostonians, so I feel like we're getting close to space Italians.
Yeah, the world's not ready for space Italians.
Yeah.
Italians, but in space.
I do like the idea that, I just think it was amazing that Prince Leia could have that power canonically, and we've never known. Just like the fact that she was force sensitive or whatever, she had the force inside of her, and we never knew.
Yeah, everyone's just like, wait, now she can do all this shit, but before she couldn't do any of that, even though 30 years have passed, and therefore, a lot of things could happen. But yeah, she could have been suppressing Lil Wayne power.
Yeah, no, this is a real Mary Sue issue. I feel like it's a problem.
Yeah, the Star Wars fans wouldn't like that, to be sure.
And God knows that that they are the most rational fans besides the Zionists I think we have out there. But Taika Waititi,
be a very Jewish show, by the way.
It's sort of. I feel like Taika Waititi could make this work. I mean, he's got great music drops. He's going to be, I feel like, the starfish in that movie where they go nom nom. The King Shark did that. I feel like I could believe that Taika Waititi, out of anyone, can make a whole Princess Leia backstory movie work where she's just got Lil Wayne. And think about that as a power, as a force power, that'd be awesome. You would just totally startle everybody. They'd suddenly go, "Wah!" What is this?
It would certainly throw people off guard.
What would be the title of this movie? I feel like Star Wars episode, whatever.
The Carter.
What did you say?
The Carter episode 4.
The Carter.
The Carter. Oh, God.
I'm Googling Lil Wayne stuff because I'm not that aware of Lil Wayne's. Yeah, it would be called it would be the Wheezy Strikes Back or something like that. Would Lil Wayne make an appearance in this film? I feel like maybe at some point he would end up being part of the Empire or the New Order or whatever they call themselves, because IRL he's weird.
Yeah, he's just some sort of appearance.
Yeah. I just love the idea of them just being totally startled for a moment, and that being the perfect moment to get out your blaster when they're talking about the silent G and lasagna. She could always fly through space, blasting Lil Wayne. There we go.
That would be fucking hilarious if we're 15 movies in or whatever, and all of a sudden Star Wars decides to use modern pop rap music in a scene just out of nowhere. I would lose my mind.
It would sort of be the part of Star Wars where I got really upset because I was like, wait, do they not have internet? Do they not have media in space? How are they getting all this information?
No, they do have internet. They have internet.
they don't. They have like this hollow, like they have this propaganda thing that's sort of like internet, but it's only for propaganda, and they don't like really have like a news network. Like there's no way for like news dissemination in space, and that always like struck me as like dumb. Like they should definitely have internet.
This is a big problem with like all sci-fi written before like 1990 is their sort of futuristic vision for intergalactic communication is really fucking dumb, or it seems really dumb, just like with the knowledge we have now.
Yeah, why not Twitter?
Yeah.
Why don't they have Twitter, space Twitter?
I think all Star Wars characters has Facebook. You know, I think there is a Star Wars Facebook.
That's how they got radicalized.
He's
joined
got
the
his
Empire.
MySpace.
Exactly. That's my theory. Thank you, Eliot.
Yeah, they, you know,
It's
rebels.
only
The rebels, they're coming here. The rebels are bringing crime. They're rapists. You know, some of them, I assume.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, I feel like there's Reddit. That's what it is. It's all that QAnon stuff. So there's like 4chan, 8chan, Empire Chan, and it's all just a bunch of misinformation. Speaking of which, that QAnon doc is crazy banana pants. If you guys aren't watching,
I haven't watched it yet, but I follow a lot of the people profiled, the journalists profiled in it, not the
No, me too. I was like, oh wait, that guy. But like, it's really funny to watch like the whole thing and just be like, oh, the whole place of QAnon, the birthplace of the group that believes that there are this cabal of baby eating, all this stuff. That's also the place where like all this child pornography can be found proliferated across like 8chan and
one of the worst websites, literally like one of the worst places on the internet. It's just like, yeah, this is where the secret agent saving America from the literal Christian devil would choose to post his breadcrumbs. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, you should check it out. It's awesome. But speaking of awesome, it's been awesome to have you here tonight, Eliot. This has been really, really fun.
Yeah, this is a good time. I will share the link after this is over, so people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe didn't have time on a Sunday night. Maybe they're watching that. I don't know. What do people watch on Sunday anymore? I don't know. But
the QAnon doc.
Yeah. Maybe they're too busy watching the QAnon doc. Well, yeah.
Wait. What do you have going on Sunday?
I have to go finish editing a video.
Nice.
Yeah, our YouTube channel is still, it's just the two hosts of the show, and we write and edit everything ourselves. So
you should hire an editor.
We had editors for a while, and like I don't know. It's a matter of like trust and being a control freak, but like it's like editing is so tedious. But it's like if I give it to someone else, I don't know if they're gonna like do it the way I want them to.
Yeah,
I'd rather just do it myself.
And I feel the same way, except when Daney does editing or NerdChronic, because I know that if I don't like it, I can just go scream at them personally and make it very personal.
It's also like kind of a pain in the ass if you have a business in California to hire employees that aren't you. Like once you start expanding into hiring, it's like, God.
Well, don't you have to do that thing? Not to get too into it, but like, don't you have to do the thing where you have to register as an LLC or whatever? Because like, even if you're making any money, that's like not through a full-time job.
So I think you're talking about S Corp.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have a good tax guy who we just pay him to do it. I hate that shit.
Well, speaking of which, of Tax Corp or whatever, Eliot, where can we find you on the internet? I know people have been posting links and stuff, but like, plug anything you want to plug. Plug it up.
It's in the chat. My Twitter account at Eliot ETC, ELIOT ETC. My YouTube channel, Internet Today. Just type Internet Today in the search bar. It'll be one of the top results. If you want to hear my band, it's on Spotify and everywhere else. It's called Cold Violets.
Cold Violet? Right now.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
I don't really use, I'm on Instagram, but I don't really use it. And I'm officially not on Facebook, but I have a sort of dummy account there just in case, my grandma wants to tag me a picture or something.
I've now followed you on Spotify. Cold Violets. Okay, Danny, what about you? What are you going to plug? What are you going to do?
You can always find me here talking with crazy people every Sunday night here on Live in the Dark or at Let's Get Ready Network, where we talk about Schmoedown, Star Wars, sports, all this crazy stuff. And I do editing over there as well because they are cool people and they pay me money.
And, dude, Falcon and Winter Soldier reviews?
Oh yes. Thank you for reminding me that. I am helping also review the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, and for the second episode we had Idalia, who also works here on this channel. She made her first official appearance on camera. She was fucking great, and please check out our review and give praise to her because she did a marvelous job.
Hell yeah, Delia. Guys, this is my channel. This is Videodrew. Videodrew is one word. You gotta type it in one word on the internet, or else you're gonna get videos of Drew Brees doing stuff. Please like and subscribe. We do shows. We do this show Live in the Dark every Sunday at 9 p.m. Sometimes it's at 8, usually at 9. We do VideoChronic pop culture quizzes, which is one movie or franchise, 20 deep style, inner geekdom style questions about it. Tomorrow we're doing The Mummy. Stacey Howard's going to be our guest, so come join us for that. Tuesday we do Cinema Bias with Alex Mack. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. It's dope. It's sort of us making each other watch movies that are outside of our comfort zone and having some guests on. So next week we're actually taking a break, and then the week after we'll be doing the Snyder Cut. Yeah. You can find me on social media, all Videodrew stuff. Patreon.com/Videodrew. We do study sessions. We do game nights. We do a bunch of fun stuff. We do these, like I said, after party on Zoom tonight. And then, yeah, other than that, I feel like that's all I've got to plug now. Oh, yeah, I'm on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You probably know that about me. Thank you. That's a cool thing that I do. And then, is that it? Is that all I have? Yeah, that's all. Oh, wow. NerdChronic just kind of sadly just went, yeah. That's all I got going on right now. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us, Eliot. We will see everyone again next week when we have somebody else on. Don't know who yet. We're going to figure it out. Love you all. Nope, that's weird. Bye.